What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. So just in the second episode of this show, Melody was doing her best to try to work through the pain, and she was doing, honestly, a really good job of it. I can't even imagine knowing in my heart of hearts that my husband has been continuously disrespecting me and a downgrade 100%, because Melody was doing so much for the family, for him, for their children, for their household, to keep things going, and he was using her. Just seeing the first episode and how they met in college, which was random that he would even be there. Of course, it was a sports thing, right? It definitely wasn't because of the brains. He trapped her. He trapped her by using the charm that he had at the time and got her to stay in Alabama, propose to her, get married, and then all he was doing is just using her and propping him up. She did, by the brains that she had. She had the brains, he had the brawn, the muscle. He could get some trees torn down. He could lift some bricks. He could put some cement in between the bricks to hold them together. He could put some plywood up and things like that. And he couldn't even respect her. So to hear the things that have been said, she was unhappy. She did not go to Kimmy's bridal shower. And I can understand why. It was like in that moment, she was like not feeling good about the place that she was in her marriage. And so instead of going to the bridal shower and being a downer, when you're in that moment, it's like, you know what? I'm not even going to bring my presence to this place because I don't want to have anyone focusing on me when the focus is supposed to be on Kimmy, the bride-to-be. When I am already a bride, I'm already someone's bride, someone's wife. And the man that asked me to marry him has no respect for me, no respect for these, at the time, 3 children that we have, for our family. And I'm not feeling like I'm in a good place right now. And she was sacrificing herself, but she said, because when she had the conversation with his mom, she was being respectful of his mother, and she didn't just come right out and say, your son is a low down, dirty N-word, and this is what he's doing to me. This is what he's doing to our family, and I thought you should know about it. No, she was tiptoeing around it and trying to be respectful of his mom, and then his mom is going to say, well, you know, you got to think about them babies. And Melody was like, I will never just stay in a marriage just because we have children. And I'm so glad that she said it and she stood on what she said. Because when she said that, they only had 3 children. And then they wound up having 4. So I absolutely am happy that she did not waver in that. She did have her doubts. She did try it. She did try to stick around. They got pregnant with a 4th. They tried to make it work. I would say she tried to make it work. And in this space that they were in with these so-called friends, you have his friends kind of laughing at the situation. Letitia saying, well, I don't want to be a male. I don't want to be in that type of situation. And then Marcel saying to Martell, or not even to Martell, when he was doing a green screen interview and they asked him the question about cheating and how do you get over a situation like that in your relationship, and he said, don't admit it. So to me, it sounded like he was admitting something that he had done or had been doing, but because for him to say that, I wonder if Tisha ever asked him the question, not that it would change anything in their relationship, but I wonder if she ever saw that, clocked it, and asked him the question to say, well, hey, you said in order to keep a relationship, a marriage, and if you've been unfaithful, like, how do you get over it? And you said, don't admit it. So is that the life that you're living? And most people would say that that probably is. I still don't understand. Well, listen, some chicks, they'll do whatever. I mean, so I was about to say, I don't know how anyone would want to be with him and cheat, but there's somebody out there for everybody. And some people's standards are so low, they just don't think in those types of ways. So that's that. But she was crying out from the very second episode that, look, I'm in this marriage. I am not happy. I 100% have the feeling that my husband is being unfaithful again. And here I am trying to do all that I can to make this marriage a successful one, not just in the love department, but in the business area with the money, with all of the money moves and entrepreneurship things that she was doing. And then you have this dirtbag talking about, I'm going to Home Depot and I'm going to the gym. And she knew that he was lying. So you could just see in the second episode of the show and all that she was enduring, that she was trying her best to hold it together, but crying out at the same time and not just breaking down, crying out. And then for him to have the nerve to say, well, look, I don't think that conversation that you were having was appropriate. No, how about you slinging your ding-a-lang with this bird brain isn't appropriate. How dare you talk to me about a conversation that I was having at the table amongst people that are supposed to be friends, and then you want to clock me about the conversation that I was having, but not about the things that you are doing, committing adultery, and you just want to gloss it over like it's no big deal and live in denial when you know that you have been being unfaithful. Because when they were doing the green screen interview in the beginning of that episode, he was like, well, you know, I'm not a cheater, so. And she looked at him like, mm-hmm. And he's got this smirk on his face like it's funny. There's nothing funny about that. But see, that's why she kicked him to the curb. She's been doing nothing but succeeding, and life has been paying him dust. And now he's trying to come at her again through ways of the family court system, abusing the system, and it's affecting the kids. Definitely, I'm sure it's stress on Melody, because it's like, here I go again, having to deal with this BS with him bringing lies to the court about me, and I have to pay attorney's fees. He has the nerve to want me to pay attorney's fees for his attorney when he is the one that's doing this. And then the children are going to be affected. And it's all because of the terrible, horrible things that he has done that's got him to be to the place where he is today.
I'll tell you what, I still have some concerns about last night and the dinner.
Okay.
The conversation that was at the table and you bringing up certain things that I don't think that was suitable.
Yeah, like what's a deal breaker?
Yes.
Okay. We always have those kind of conversations, though. So, Marcel, you seem to be the one who's like committed. You stay committed. Do you think there's a deal breaker?
I haven't even thought about deal breaking because I haven't thought about breaking a deal.
We have two friends that are about to get married, and I feel like my question about deal breakers, things you will put up with, things you won't put up with, these are things that should be discussed. So I think it was a great question, and I loved every bit of it.
I don't think that was just appropriate because it's always like you're trying to start something with me. I'm serious though. I mean, it's not funny because they bother me a lot. It's almost like you be trying to dig at people.
Well, baby, if there's nothing to be found or dug up, then, it doesn't matter. My thing is, if you don't want your business in the street, don't do anything that you don't want in the street.
No, first, I'm not perfect.
Right.
But when something goes on, I don't think it's suitable to continue to bring it up. And especially amongst the friends.
Well, that's
you know?
what aren't friends supposed to be there for each other to help?
Considering that we're about to go into business with them, with our business, like you don't tell nobody like our business on what's going on. You know what I'm talking about? If we're talking to a counselor, it's different. When we're talking to anybody who could possibly go and just mention it to somebody else, the next thing you know, 100 people know our business.
If I want to ask a question amongst a group of my friends, then I can ask the question.
I don't think it was suitable for you to bring that up at the dinner table, period.
So I think it was a very valid and good question.
You bring up that question, they would think like, the Holt, are they going through something? Is Martell cheating or is Melody cheating?
Well, nobody's wondering if Melody cheated because I said cheating is a deal breaker. Cheating is definitely something that I would get a divorce over. Sometimes you got to look past the love you have for that person and you got to accept the ugly truth, which is maybe this is just who they are. So
You're almost talking like you got it from experience or something.
you are so funny, Martell.
Not trying to be, babe.
I want what's going on with like Mel and Martell to happen with us.
You don't even know if anything's going on.
Obviously, it looks like something is going on from the outside looking in.
Well, don't speculate.
Well, the word around town is that he has a whole nother boo thing going on. So,
Who said this?
husband is small. So, that's the word. I'm just saying.
Once people start getting successful, people start spreading lies and rumors and stuff. You can't believe what you hear, man.
You sound like you know something you're not telling me.
If he can hide something from his wife, he can hide it from his friends.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, Marcel.
Who said there's smoke? This is not smoke. This is rumors of smoke. You don't know where that smoke coming from?
A lot of times it's from a fire.
It could be from a barbecue where he's cooking a meal with his family.
Okay.
Y'all sniffing for this fire.
I'm not
And
saying
looking for this smoke, man. That's steam.
It's out there.
Oh, man. Hell, they talked about Jesus. You know, so, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to talk about, well, Martell think he's perfect anyway.
So, but what about the conversation last night then when she was like something about respectful cheating and disrespect for cheating?
I was
What's
dying
that all
when I
about?
heard that. I don't know. I think respectful cheating is like a threesome.
You're killing me.
Whenever you're a mom, business owner, wife, and all of that, you find very little time when you're able to just be alone and you're able to just breathe and just think. I'm feeling very emotional right now because I feel like my marriage is on the rocks.
We're at the dinner table and we're all talking about our deal breakers. Mel mentioned cheating.
Right.
And I got to be honest with you, man. It seemed like it was pretty fresh. I want to make sure everybody's good.
Hey, look, it's been like a year and a half.
I never heard about
that's
that.
my priorities. My wife, my family, my business, and then come back to the comeback group. So we gonna be good no matter what.
No. You saying we good, but listen, we're about to go into business. We can't have no bumps in the road. We got this thing going on. And a lot of times what happens is the guy might think he's good because he didn't apologize and all this stuff. But I mean,
it's a stepping stone.
It happened over a year ago. It didn't seem as if it was a year ago.
Even though we about over that situation in terms of me cheating, a lot of people have been coming back to Mel like your husband is cheating on you.
That's tough.
We about over it, and they still bringing information. You know
That's why she's talking about respectful. Because if it was handled inside closed doors,
don't let it out.
Good. But then all of a sudden, everybody else stepping out and coming at you, and now you feeling like you the fool for even taking them back.
I guess it would be a little better if everybody in the world don't know.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yes, it would.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that'd be my first conversation. If somebody she said, hey, I cheated, I'd be like, who all knows?
Right.
And she'd be like, everybody in this city, I'd be like, well, we gotta move.
I mean, at this point, what advice do you give Martell?
Never admit it, buddy.
Conversation with Martell, it kind of disturbed me. I really feel that something is off in my marriage and in my relationship. I'm just feeling hurt, disappointed, and I don't feel like I can fully trust Martell right now. You know, you've got to make sure that you're happy.
Come on in, Georgia.
Hey, Mama Holt.
Hey, baby, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm going to see Mama Holt today because I really just want to get some insight into Martell. You know, she is that's my second mom pretty much, and she definitely capable of not picking sides, but just being honest. Talk to you about your son. He and I kind of had a heated conversation, and I don't know, I kind of have been feeling like, that he's not being totally truthful about things. Like he told me the other day he was going to Home Depot and he had on some clothes that you would wear to the club. I figured, how you going to Home Depot in that? What you going to pick up? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Something just seemed kind of off.
So what made you think he didn't go to Home Depot?
Usually when people go to Home Depot, they have on work clothes.
You know Martell, he's so smooth and cool.
See, that's what I'm saying. See that smooth and cool?
I mean, that's just a figure.
Yeah, I know what he is. And I need to make sure that that's not going to his head.
Well, he better let it go to his head. Always keep that smooth and cool because that's what you like.
Yeah, but that's what other women be liking too.
Well, you the woman, baby. So you ain't got to worry about that.
But I'm not sure. I can't bring myself to tell my mother-in-law the whole truth about her son. I mean, this is even harder than I thought. And then he wants to go work out at night. And I just feel like, okay, why do you have to go work out at night after me and the kids are home? My intuition is telling me that something is off.
So what do you think?
I try not to think the worst possible. The worst possible would be that he's having an affair. But I don't know.
In your situation, you just have to talk about it because that's your husband. And just can't always assume.
What about when you feel in your spirit like that God is trying to tell you something,
Do you trust him?
I used to feel like Martell wouldn't hurt me for anything in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to feel like he wouldn't want to break my heart, but that's not how I feel anymore. I just don't know. Like I feel like we used to be super, super close. And now it's just, I don't feel like that anymore.
Oh, baby. He loves you. He really do. You and them children.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a great father. And I know he'll do anything for his kids. But it's one thing to love somebody. And it's another thing to love them enough to the point where you won't want to see them hurt. You want to do anything that could hurt them or jeopardize, anything. And that's just kind of what I feel I'm kind of missing right now.
You don't let nobody take your joy. No matter what come your way, baby, you just gotta keep going. Mm-hmm. And you just keep your head up and stay strong. Because you got to think about them babies.
Never should you compromise happiness for the sake of the children. It's supposed to be God, spouse, kids. So for me, no, I'm not going to stay in a marriage because of children.
Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.